What's going on? What's going on? You know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I am your gracious host, A6, and we here to drop some bars on y'all today. How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How was your week? How was your week's end? Um, any anything good cooking? Let's talk about it before we get into this and chop this fable. I didn't really do too much this weekend as usual. I pretty much kept it low key. Just chilling. Got some work done. Got to get some research done, which is always a great thing. Anytime I get some research done, I come in and share it with you guys so we can all be on the same accord because we're all here to learn. So, as we're learning, we're teaching. But yeah, what's up with y'all, man? Let's go to the comment section. We only got two people in the comment section right now. What up, TYP? Yo, I've been checking your channel out, bro. You were doing excellent over there. Like, yo, you were averaging a lot of views. However, you got that algorithm, you got right in the sweet spot, bro. Cause like your videos are averaging like what 80,000 views a video. Like, man, you are right in that sweet algorithm. It's really weird because I had a video I put out like I think this was like 2017 or something like that. It was a video of what was it? A bi-turbo AMG Mercedes GTS. And I mean that video, it probably had about like around this time last year. I think I had maybe 200 views. But yo, it hit like a weird algorithm between now and like January where that thing has, I think the last time I checked, it had like 10,000 views. It was weird though. I'm like, y'all put this video out 2017 and people are watching it now. It's very odd. Then everybody was commenting, wow, 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 wow. If you go in my videos and go all the way down, scroll all the way down, that's like maybe the fifth or sixth video I posted, and it was basically that car. It was nothing super special, but I was like, damn, that's wild. It's weird how algorithms work, man. It's super weird. So anyway, that's what it is. But yeah, so keep doing your thing with that channel, man. Very proud of you. Taquan, what's good with you, man? I spoke to this cat about 2 weeks ago, and we're gonna get into that also, what we talked about. But let me write that down right here, man. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's go into that first. Let's go into that first. Let's go into that first. What up, consultant? How you feeling, man? All right, so look, um, this guy had told me about this a while back, but I really didn't. I heard it and I didn't really put it to the test because I kind of knew it, but I didn't really test it for whatever reason. I guess I was moving around or whatever too much. But I finally got a chance to put it to the test. So my man was like, "Yo, if you get your status changed to state citizen, quote unquote, foreign national, American national with the passport, what that basically does is it takes your social security number and it somehow makes it so that you can't get an EIN. That's how you know if your state is not your state, but your status is changed to state citizen. So one way you can check is actually once you do the process and get your book and card back, they put you over the red flag status for undisclosed amount of time, and then they switch you completely over to state citizen status. So he was like, yo, the way you can tell is if you out of the red flag, you can try to get an EIN, which is social. And if you can't get the EIN, that means you're fully transferred over. So I went ahead and took his advice and tried to do this about 3 weeks back. And sure enough, it's been about almost a year since I had my passport. I think like 3 more months, it'll be a year or something like that. But yeah, so that's interesting stuff. But yeah, that's a fact though. My man was 100% telling the truth about that. So if you had your status change and you do have a passport, you can try that and see what the verdict is. And I would say if you've had yours for a certain amount of time, like at least like a year or something like that, then that'd be a good idea to do it just to check and see where you at. But yeah, that's facts, man. So good looking out on that. If you want to, oh snap! If you want to jump in the live, and because this happened, yo, we might just have to derail everything I was about to tell y'all about tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and share this link, and I want to get my man in here. Oh man, hold up. We gonna get around to it, but we got because this is one of the first things I was gonna talk about anyway. So you already know what to do. Hit that comment, hit that link in that section right there. You might as well go ahead and jump in. Consultant, I expect to see you in here. Taquan, I want you in here, and I want you in here, Kev. Everybody get up in here, man. If you can anyway. So look, I'm gonna keep moving forward while I'm waiting on y'all to jump in. So look, let's do this then. I did do some research, and I want to tell y'all what I was studying on. I read this book right here, and I think I told you all about this book last week. Tracing Your Family's Genealogical History by Records by Dane Calloway. This guy's like damn near a scholar with this kind of stuff. He really goes deep into finding out what your origin was and what tribe you were with. And like I told you guys last week, I found out I was with the Nanticoke tribe, which is a tribe near where Baltimore, Maryland is, between Delaware and Baltimore, Maryland. So the Nanticokes are pretty much what I'm looking into now and studying the line there. Now check this out right here. This is a lot of you probably knew this. I did not, but I'm gonna read this off just in case anybody else did not know this. All right, so look, he's talking about the Freedmen's. There was a bank that was opened up called the Freedmen's Bank Accounts, pretty much. And what it basically did was when slaves had got out of slavery itself, they actually had certain accounts that were banks that were opened up to help them and assist them with financial things. So check this out. I'm gonna read an excerpt from this. At its peak, the bank operated 37 branches in 17 different states and the District of Columbia, making it one of the first multi-state banks in the nation. And by 1870, nearly all of the branches were operated by people of color, or rather copper-colored indigenous aborigines. Frederick Douglass, who was elected president in 1874, donated tens of thousands of dollars of his own funds to the institution. But due to some of the alleged fraudulent activity amongst the bank's upper management and board of directors, the bank was forced to close officially in June 29th, 1874. Now check this out. He says, in my opinion, I feel as though this was a malicious, manipulated story designed to have a reason to close all 37 branches of Freedmen's banks. I wouldn't put it past the jealous government or corporation anyway. And we can go back to the Tulsa, Oklahoma story for that. Now, check this out right here. All right, so look, I'm going to skip forward. So he says, I stated all of this to inform you that the records of those accounts are located in the National Archive facilities still to this very day. And those records also included very useful information, like one's first name and last name given, their date of birth, their location of birth, their current residence of that time period, their alleged classification of race, and many other useful historic resources that is not commonly known to the public. I will list what is available online for free. Then he has a list of all these different things you can check out that trace your family's genealogical history. Now let's skip forward because this gets really interesting. Check this out. He says, hold on, let me see if I can get to the page right here. It is. All right, check this out. Furthermore, at the date of closing, get this, nearly $3 million was owed to 61,144 depositors, possibly your relatives. Now, adjusting these numbers for inflation, that's nearly $57.8 million and over 70,000 depositors. And then he goes on to say, do I believe that this money is owed to the descendants of those specific depositors? Well, yes, it's not enough that people are cognizant of this information currently. So attempt to go after it would take a group effort. But in my opinion, once all the records have been retrieved first, by doing so, that will prevent the federal government from removing the actual proof that is currently available at this time. So check this out, yo. You might have a fortune sitting in I want to say, I wouldn't even say escrow, like basically sitting in limbo pretty much. That's you being the descendant of those people who deposited the money, that would mean you would be heirs of those funds as such. And now checking these years, this was the 1800s. So the Federal Reserve Act came in 1933, right? So I guess the question begs, was that gold that was actually stored in those banks? I guess that's the question. Was it notes? You know what I mean? All right, so let's get people up in here. What up, consultant? How you feeling, man?
Cooking.
My man. And my man Taquan, the man that listen, the legend out here, man. What it is, bro?
What's up?
Talk
Chilling,
to me,
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We out here
man,
chilling, man. We out here chilling and learning. You know how we do, man. We always on the move.
That's good. Now, look, what we gonna start at right now?
All right, so first thing first, I'm trying to get my man Kevin in here.
All right. Now this
Yo,
stuff be deep.
it's not funny, yo, but my man, you might actually be able to help him out because you actually had to deal with something like this with your passport. Now, he didn't have a Second Amendment issue, but they basically accosted this man for traveling in his private conveyance without Caesar's tags on his car, and he had a passport instead of a license. Now, here's the interesting thing about it: the dude never had a driver's license. Only thing he had was a passport, so they had really nothing to attach it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he was supposed to get out tomorrow, but it seems even though it's Sunday night, my man is out and about.
All right. Now the thing about it is what the thing how they can take the car. If your car registered, right, even if you had a VIN number and that's a car that you deregistered, that title is still linked back to his information. So what I did was I don't have anything connected to me with a car. So I bought a car from my auction, and that car title has nothing to do with me. So even though he might not have a license, even though that car might not be registered, that title is still linked to his name, and that's what it could be most likely.
Yeah, I put mine in my business name.
Not even a business name, because they'll try to link it like that too. I'm just saying. Now, if you operate in commerce and you got your driver's license, and that's cool. But if you trying to travel with it, that's one thing they'll do to link to you personally, because your information is still tied to that business. Whether it's your business address, they'll say you live at the business location. Right.
I know none of it. I completely like separated everything.
Yeah, like everything got to get separated. Everything. And another thing I've been doing with the passport, right? This is what I need y'all to start doing. So, hold on, for show you. You see this? So this is my passport, right? Hold on. You see this? So this is my passport. This is what I print out at the library. Now, this is a copy of my passport, the front and the back. What I wrote on it was non-citizen United States national, passport card number, and I put background check, restricted, do not stop, do not detain, do not interrogate, lifetime concealed weapons permit. Now, this is to clarify to the police of who you really are. Like, giving them the passport is one thing, but giving them the passport with this shows true knowledge. They'll know, like, I'm gonna back up, because I got actually a video on this when the police pulled me over, and I hand him this, and I hand him a paper. He said I don't need it, but he looked at the paper and seen my ID was on it. So if y'all ever wanted to decide to do something like this, it'd be beneficial for any traffic stop, because they'll know that you know who you are and what's gonna pop up on your background. And yeah, like they working hard.
Definitely.
Yep.
They definitely working hard, man. It's like a tug of war type thing was going on right now, because they got us figuring out what to do, and they trying to figure out ways around also. So but yeah, that's definitely what time we on. So I'm assuming Kevin can't make it in yet. The link is still in the comment section, so we can move right along until my man jumps in here. All right, so boom, we already talked about the Kevin thing pretty much. So he got a call, so I wait for him to come in. I didn't even know he was going to be in tonight. So let me see here.
Chat. They stole my car again.
Yeah, right. So look, I was also doing some research on the. A lot of people were wondering why they couldn't find the foreign national police policy PDF in their states. Upon doing some research, and I also been checking out Audit the Artist channels, they actually mentioned that some of those states keep their police policy private. But I'm wondering, how the hell is that possible for public servants to keep their policies private? So I'm thinking maybe you could Freedom of Information Act something like that. What do y'all think?
Well, I know this, that those public servants, the agencies themselves, they became private. Yeah. They're all privatized. So they have like a public side and then the private side. And in the private side, they work for the interest of like the de facto government. So if you're driving in the municipalities, those are all privatized because they have a trust that goes with them. It ain't the public trust. It'll be like let's say here in Florida, the Florida Manatee County Youth Camp or Youth Ranch, for like troubled teens. Every time they give you a ticket, a portion of that money goes towards these private entities, these agencies. So they completely privatize everything. They're not even public servants no more.
That's wild.
That's it. Yeah.
So that's kind of like what Disney basically did down there, where they purchased all that land and they got their own police department and all that shit.
Oh yeah, look, yeah. If anybody gets a ticket, all they have to do is go online and look at what they're charging you with, and you will see a description or a bill, the actual bill where all the monies are going to the different private factions.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's what a tangled web we weave, man. I tell you that. Jeez. So boom, there you have it with that, man. So like, if you can't find your state's foreign national police policy PDF, I think Massachusetts was definitely one of them. I think it was Boston or something like that. Somebody asked me to look up one of those. I couldn't find it there, but some of the other cities I could. And I thought that was very interesting. And then it turns out these motherfuckers are privatized. Now, how the hell you a public, quote unquote, public servant, but also privatized? It's a big mess. So they make it as confusing as possible. All right. So you got yours there. What county is that?
Well, this one is this is just what is this? The Department of State's the one right off their website.
Oh yeah.
Department of State. Yeah, that's the policy number 11.06-9. Because they got to follow the federal guidelines too. They can't go against it.
Yeah.
So I got this one, and I think the Manatee County one or Hillsborough County one is in my office there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, it's they got all kinds of ways to get around stuff, man. But it just continues what we're doing pretty much.
Now for the foreign national policy, right? So you download the Department of State foreign national policy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Now this might sound strange to y'all, right? When police encounter, right? Say a man come from Korea or Africa or whatever they come from across the world, we're not coming off as foreign citizens, right? Because when they get their background check ran, it's not ran as do not detain, do not interrogate, lifetime weapons permit, right? The thing about it is they know who we are. They look at us not as foreign entities. They look at us of a certain status. That's what it is. So when we think the police look at us that we come from,
Your microphone went out.
You hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
They look at us like we are different status, because I'm gonna tell y'all what happened also that I found out recently. The state's attorney in any state cannot charge your social security number anymore.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And I'm living proof. The reason why I haven't posted anything, because I'm waiting 22 more days to get my letter from the state that's going to show me that I can't be prosecuted, that they can't prosecute my case. Now, the reason why they can't prosecute it because the state's attorney had to file charges against my social, but they can't do it. So now I just got arrested in a complaint. Arrested in a complaint is basically an officer affidavit to a court and then issue you a bond. But that's not charges. Charges is when the state's attorney or prosecution file initial charges against your case. So a lot of state citizens can't get charges filed against us. We a whole nother status. And they understand it. A lot of people understand it. I mean, they understand it, not everybody, but
they never tell you this though. They will never admit it.
Yeah. And I got a handbook on Moon Coppershine. That's where I got it from. And they said the enemy cannot charge your social security number anymore. That's the same reason why we can't go through a portal and to use our social security number and then reject us from everything. I went to PayPal, put in my social security number, and they say you can't get a PayPal account. I use Chime, and I try to get a Chime account with my social. It rejected me from that. I use another thing, reject me from every banking institution using my social. So you can use an EIN or EIN number. You got to use a different 9-digit number. You can't use your social anymore because whatever they do to your social, they close it out and stop you from doing commercial activity with that social. You feel me? So the EIN, all that stuff, the portals block you. So if you're a non-citizen national with your status change, they're gonna block you through every portal. You can't. The prosecution can't charge your social anymore, and every case is gonna be abandoned. Every case, even like a case that you will look at as a victimless case, because all of our court cases have to go to federal court. Everything got to go to federal court.
That's interesting.
No state court, only federal.
That's interesting stuff right there, man. So I had a question. I'll consult. I'll pass it over to you in the meantime. I definitely had a question though.
Yeah, holla at me.
I was actually. I thought you had something to say.
Oh no, I was peeping game from bro.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is they can't charge the social security number anymore. And about my case, right, bro, whatever happened to my case wasn't because of the gun, right? Because the gun was in my name. My case was they wanted to find a way to pull me inside the jurisdiction. So after I got hit by the car and everything, they asked for my address. They actually told the doctor, they like, hey, what's his address? I wrote a mailing address down in care of, but I put an actual physical address. They used that address to pull me in their jurisdiction. But what they didn't know is the status was going to stop them from all falsified prosecution. Because so even if they try to pull you into the jurisdiction, you still can't get pulled into the jurisdiction because they can't use the social. Because the social security number is what they use to prosecute you. You can't prosecute nobody that outside of your jurisdiction. Because even if you file the charges through the social, it's not going to charge the case.
Right.
That's what all the prosecution's trying to do. Like, what the fuck? And then I come and smack them. Then what? The deprivation of rights on the color of Title 18, 242, hit them with all of that. Boom, $150 million lawsuit from the state of Florida. And let's start with right status. So you see what the Moors doing right now?
We're gonna get to that too, the Moore thing. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you the difference between us and them. They are not recognized. The prosecutions has filed charges against them. They can't file charges against us for guns. So if I got caught with an AK-47 right now and they trying to bond over the case, it could not be prosecutable. But their case was prosecutable because what? They went from an arraignment. I have never been to arraignment. They have never called me back for an arraignment. Nothing, because there's nothing they can do to us on Second Amendment rights, any violations, because that will have to go to federal court because you're not no longer a federal citizen. So that is district court, state Supreme Court, or the worst case scenario for them will be United States Supreme Court. So,
well, let me ask you a question, Daquan. When you got your status changed over, have you noticed anything weird, like credit cards not working? Bank cards stop working. You got to get another card. Have you noticed anything like that?
Once they said my passport was approved, I did the EIN thing. They rejected me from the portal instantly.
Okay.
The same day. Yeah. So once they removed, I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, yep, I know my status changed. And then, you just get rejected from everything. Now, if you have a bank account with anybody, then yeah, you can just keep that account. But if you try to get a bank account using your social security number, they are going to reject you from the portal. If you're a state citizen, if you use your direct, real social security number, they're rejecting you from anything. It got to be the full social, not the last four. It got to be your full social security number, and they're rejecting it. Any banking institution, PayPal, the EIN website, you even get a tax ID number.
Yeah,
from the government. Yeah, so anything they're rejecting it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was able to get an EIN months back, but this is like 4 months ago.
What you did?
I was able to get it. I guess I was on a red flag status, but I tried 3 weeks ago and it was like, nah, bruh. Basically,
I don't know how you got it. What happened? Like
it might have been a red flag thing, because they put you at red flag for an undisclosed amount of time, and then they switch you over to full quote unquote American national, state citizen, foreign national status, pretty much. So I think that might have been what it was. You might have got put over ASAP, but some people get put on a waiting list or a red flag list. You know what I mean?
No, I got put on a red flag list.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm still on a red. We still on a red flag list. For so long.
I think they said it's 6 months to a year, man. Mine's has been 6 months already.
It's not. That's the one thing I've been wanting. I've been wanting to get that picture. I've been asking every police officer, I need that picture. Nobody gonna give me.
They won't let you get it, bro. They won't let you look at that computer, man. They don't want you.
That's what I want. That's what I want. So once we get that picture, I've been down to get this picture because once you get the picture, you break all people who make videos on sovereign citizens, and I've been getting a lot of backlash because of what we finally broke the code when the police.
Oh, you ain't the only one, bro. All the rest of us could be taking a beat. I'll be having people on my comment section trolling.
They flagged my page.
Yeah,
keep working because it's gonna come. It's gonna come up soon. We're gonna get
the truth. Got to come out, man. You can't suppress the truth forever. That's gotta come out, bro. Yeah.
I be thinking, is the FBI gonna ever contact the Department of State? You know, because I know
Yeah,
they
how about
think
that?
like so many people getting his passport. I was in the USPS post office, and a random man from Indonesia said he was getting status change.
Get
Yeah.
out of
He
here.
from Indonesia. I said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah, I heard in record numbers people in like the lines at the post office getting their passports and stuff like that. And I'm just wondering if people are doing the right thing with their status or if they get regular ones. But anyway, so look, if you guys have any questions about the United States Code, because there's a lot of good stuff in United States Code too. These order takers and oath followers or whatever they are, gatekeepers. United States Code website is the place. So let me link that on here so y'all can know which one to look for, just in case y'all want to do your own independent research. I can do so to help you out. So let's jump over here and go right here. All right, y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, uscode.house.gov. And you can pretty much look all up in here. This is the United States Code. And this even has a, let's see. Hopefully this is in there. You might have to, I don't know if you got to, oh yeah, here it is. You got to put titles and sections. Hold on.
General provisions. Damn. They're studying.
Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff in there, boy. 42, hold on. They got everything in order too. That's crazy. This is the first time I've been to the website. I usually look on like they have like lawyer websites and stuff where they'll put codes and things of that nature. All right, go to the next page. Now let me go to the next page. Oh, 42 USC 40888 basically is what says that it's illegal for government officials to ask or inquire or try to get your social security number from you at all. So with that said, knowing that code, I've actually been in situations where companies were trying to offer, even for business, like companies are trying to offer you, pretty much a credit, certain amount of money or fiat or whatever you call it. So with that said, you got to apply for it online, but then they want your social. I'm like, yo, hold up. How are y'all asking for a social? I think I talked to Sultan about this.
Mhm.
How are you guys asking for a social if it says in 42 USC 40888 that you're not even allowed to ask for a social? And the guy was like, oh, let me transfer you over to the manager. He put me on hold for like 10 minutes. I got over to a representative, but it wasn't the manager. And I was like, yeah, I need to speak to the manager in charge. And I got an answer machine, so I'm almost 90% sure he called him like, yo, don't answer that shit. That motherfucker crazy. And then I never got through. I never was able to get through on that too, but that's how it is, man.
What's the USC code?
42 USC 408 A8. And that's the one that basically says it's illegal for them to take your social security or get your social security number from you, ask about it or anything like that.
To get credit now, like I had to fax over certain documents. So I told him this last time I didn't have a social. I was like, I don't have a social. Yeah, for Amex.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's getting approved right now.
Nice. You gotta put me on with that, man.
I got you.
I'm on the How Can I Be Down conference.
I got you.
Meanwhile, we got
I can't hear you.
I got the heavyweight. Can you hear me?
I can't even hear you.
How about now? Yo, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
There must be something going on with signal. Anyway, we got the heavyweight of the night in the house. My man Kevin. What up? What up, Kevin? Talk to my man, fresh out the pokey, right? What up, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Call it. Let me know what's up with the dealio, man. What happened, yo? Talk to me.
So the first time they pulled me over was like 2 weeks ago, and like, at that time, I didn't give them no public notice, no nothing. He pulled me over. Said I was driving no registration, insurance, license, all of that. They basically, ran me over, stole my car, and he dropped me home. But today, right? Well, I sent a public notice to them, like around every area, where around me, and just traveling. He was actually like on the side of the road, like next to the department, right? And he saw me, right? And like he got out and came behind me. Like he knew it was me. He knew it was me. He knew. So
That's harassment, yo.
Yeah.
yeah, so he knew it was me and I knew it was him. And pulled up behind me, turned on his lights, and I'm like, all right. And then I turned on my camera. I have it on video. Yeah. And I basically so he came over and said, "Hey, what up? What's going on? No license, registration, insurance." And I said no. And I told him to read my plate. He read it and it said, traveler on it. And I asked him if he saw the public notice I sent out.
Where'd you send the public notice to, yo?
No, I sent it to their office, like their police office.
But who'd you send it to?
I dropped it in the mailbox.
Nah, man. See, that's where you messed up. All right, let me cut you off right here.
But I gave him the public notice today too. I put it in his face, and I gave him the foreign national, like the manual.
They can say they didn't. They can say if you
That's
give
what
it
I'm
to
saying
them,
to
they
you,
can
bro.
say it.
You got to understand how this works. Have you ever seen anybody go to the police department and try to make a complaint? The policy is you're supposed to be able to walk right in the waiting room and make a complaint. If you try that shit, you're going to have 3 motherfucking cops come out there that's going to threaten you, or they might even try to beat your ass in that goddamn waiting room over you trying to make a complaint. And they'll even say just tell me the complaint and I'll talk to the police officer without having you write anything down, or they'll just take it directly from you. You'll never hear it again. You got to go to the head of the snake. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so like it in Worcester, like I gave it to a guy that was working like out there, but when I went to Paxton, there was like no one there, so I just dropped it in the mailbox. But yeah, whatever. So I told him if he knew how to deal with foreign nationals, and like he was like, no, like we don't. So I gave him the manual, and I gave him the manual, and he just went through it. He didn't really think anything of it, and I gave him the public notice as well. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I'm pretty sure he didn't understand it. I don't know if you can see it either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a YouTube video of this later.
Okay.
It basically said, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm not a minor. I'm traveling, some of the stuff. But yeah, I gave it to him, and again, he didn't think anything of it. And I'm like, okay, let's call the sergeant, And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So he called the sergeant over, right? And like, dude, like he did not even want to talk, bro. He just literally came up and said, "You're being arrested." Like I'm telling you, like he did not even want to talk or anything. And
That's the same guy from last time, right?
The guy that arrested me, yeah, it's the same guy, but the sergeant wasn't there last time.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like that guy that pulled me over initially, and like the one that arrested me on paper, yeah, it was the same guy.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. Fucking two of those guys. So yeah, like they basically just ran me over 2 times, like within 2 weeks. So yeah, and then that was it. Just ran me over.
So, did they give you a case number?
Yeah.
Case number? Yeah, they gave me a little document.
Text me that.
Yeah, to go to court tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
You gotta go tomorrow?
Yeah, they said I gotta. I don't even fucking know what this.
They gave you a R. They gave you a ROR, and then you didn't even go to first appearance. That's so weird. They need a court order to release you.
Oh shit,
get
man.
a bond.
How did they even? That's my thing is, they didn't attach it to a. You never had a license, right?
No, I don't have a license.
You never had a license before?
No, never. So for
you have a permit?
Yeah, there's a permit in the system.
That might have been what it is.
But like that's gonna expire in like 20 days. But again, still like that's not valid for identification. Like it even says it on the permit. So I'm not even gonna bother trying to get the permit out of the system because it's gonna expire in like 20 days.
I'm gonna write you up something tonight because you gotta go to court. What time you gotta go to court tomorrow?
8:30.
So. Damn, you ain't even got time to get something notarized.
Let me ask you a question, bro. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Now I had a question, Kevin. Did you get did they give you a social? Because I know you're a foreign national anyway, right?
What do you mean? Like, did they give me a social?
Yeah.
Like, do I have a social?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
But yeah, like I don't know what is this. I've never got this, so yeah.
Hey,
Well,
so
consultant got you, man. He gonna help you out with that. And then when you go in, just make sure you remember your status first off. You need to make sure you remember how to establish status first. You need to establish that you are not a U.S. citizen. You don't even really belong in that court. That's an article. Those are Article 1 courts. Those are colorable courts. They're not actual courts themselves. They're not Article 3 courts. So they're not really. You don't belong in them courts in the first place.
Oh, I gotta call out at work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Huh?
Get your fee schedule. I'm gonna have your fee schedule ready and all that too.
You gotta get the fee schedule ready, and I will put that on. You was able to get the guy's bond before, weren't you? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You might have to put this on them dudes' bonds just for being ass faces.
Well,
you might have just thrown that bond, man.
Two times, bro. Like less than 2 weeks.
Put it on his bond.
About 2 weeks.
Let him be uninsured for public office. Put it on his bond. That's what I would say.
Well, see, the
At
problem
this point,
is,
that's harassment, yo. Like, come on, man.
well, yeah,
he
he
hurt
knew,
nobody.
He knew it was me, and like,
of course,
bro, when he pulled onto the road, he sped up to me, like he sped up to me. But like the thing is, like those guys, like the individual officers don't have bonds. Even the chief of police in Paxton. So the sheriff is the one that's under all of them. So yeah, like they don't have bonds.
They got a bond, bro. Let me tell you,
they all got bonds.
They operate in the public. Now, let's say if they don't have bond, they admit that on the record. That means they're operating outside of the delegation of authority,
and that means they don't have that immunity either.
That means they can get sued personally, and that's criminal at the same time. That's called kidnapping if you're gonna operate privately.
Yep, I mean that was kidnapping anyway because that was deprivation of rights under the color of law, and that was a violation of Vienna code, the VCCR.
Oh yeah, and like
right here. Hold
on. So like during the traffic stop, right? I asked him like, I'm trying to call my counselor and everything, and like they was like, nope, like they wouldn't even let me call. So yeah.
Oh no, they asked for that's their ass.
Yeah,
they fucking ran me over twice.
Yep.
That was your first time in the joint?
Yep.
Hey, they say the statistic is 1 out of every what is it? 1 out of every 3?
Every 3.
Something like that. Yeah. Black people get locked up. Shit, this seems like 4 out of 4 right here.
Yo, hey.
All right, check this out, yo. Check this out real quick. I'm gonna read off this case law right here. This is Christie versus Elliott 216. You can write this down, Kevin. Make a note. Research this yourself. Speeding, running stop signs, traveling without license plates or registration are not threats to the public safety and thus are not arrestable offenses. That's Christie versus Elliott 216, 1905 to 1910. So you can look in that. And I don't know if you want to add that to the affidavit.
Yeah, say it again.
It's Christie versus Elliott 216. Speeding, running stop signs, traveling without license plates or registration are not threats to the public safety and thus are not arrestable offenses. So they arrested you for something that they weren't supposed to arrest you for. So that's a colorable arrest, which basically means they just violated the VCCR because you were not a U.S. citizen.
Dude, they did that twice. Like they don't care. I don't even know if they're trained, bro.
They're gonna have to get spanked.
Like,
that's the only way to learn.
Like actually, like
they're gonna have to get their hands burned.
I put it
in
his face. I put it in his face, and like I thought, the sergeant came then, like he would like, know, right? But like he didn't even care. So I don't.
What time was it?
Dude, like 7.
7 on a Sunday. You probably got rookies. They probably got shitty hours.
But
we also talked about that too.
It's the same guy, so I don't know.
Yeah, they're rookies. They don't know shit. They might be a sergeant, but that dude ain't got that much experience if he never seen what a foreign national was, or he don't give a shit. Obviously, he ain't seen nobody get hemmed up for doing the wrong thing. Make an example out of his ass. That's what I would say. That's just my opinion. I don't give legal advice. I just give information.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's crazy though. But man, yes, handle that man and get him ready to go to do his thing tomorrow. Consultant, I greatly appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And then we can, if y'all got like a half hour after we get off here, we can talk about different ways to move around with that.
All right.
All right. So, what I also wanted to discuss now, you guys have been hearing about this variant, which the word variant has been very interesting in the last 6 months, and I kind of feel like they were prepping us for this, the whole Delta variant thing. And then if you watched, because they use media to basically preface all of this stuff, they had a big variant thing going on in the Loki series that came on Disney. And they, it was Loki was a variant. He had 5 different variants, which is basically different versions of him. And they were all screwing up the timelines and stuff like that. And now they got this Delta variant that came out and started getting steam right after the Loki series was on. So everybody's talking about variant this, variant that, and these lockdowns are coming. And I'm starting to watch people get in different areas. People are getting this jab, and I got a cousin whose legs don't even work no more. He took the damn jab, and he's paralyzed from the waist down.
God damn.
Yeah,
for real?
Yeah, dead serious.
Wow.
That shit you not paralyzed from the waist down, bro. So people are taking these jabs, man. I hope you guys are reading the what is it? The agreement that you're signing when you're taking this shit, because there is a waiver that basically it pretty much removes all responsibility for them if something happens to you. Like they completely left. It's like a whole harmless agreement almost. God damn.
Wait, can you do a Freedom of Information Act on like the vaccine and like all that shit?
You can, but I doubt you'll get anything out of it.
Right.
And if you do get it, if they do what the military does, they just start redacting hella shit. Like hella shit will be redacted. It just be blacked out all the way across the board almost. But I doubt you'll be able to get it for something like that, to be honest with you.
You seen what's happening out there in France?
No.
It's like 85,000 people or some shit like that. It's a crazy number.
A revolt.
Right now, yep.
Oh, yeah. Like
a Nice.
Yeah.
And like it's not even on the news. And like it's not even on the news or anything.
Hell no, they don't want you to see that shit. They don't want you to get to watch this.
Everywhere, bro. Even in Europe, I swear. Everywhere.
I know when I was down there in South America, everybody's just waiting. If they try to lock them down again, they're riding. Everybody's waiting.
People tired, yo. Like I'm looking at people walk around grocery stores, bro, and I can look at some of these people and tell like which ones ain't vaccinated and stuff like that. They ain't wearing no goddamn mask. The whole shit is silly. It's freaking stupid. None of it makes sense. It's all lies. They're covering up other shit that's happening. It's just ridiculous. But people are tired, man. People are like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all locked us down for a year only to find out, Fauci was damn lying, because we knew he was lying all along because we actually do research. But they finally starting to find out this motherfucker didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Right.
And all that stuff's coming out. The vaccine is starting to mess people up even more. And like I said, what happened to my cousin is starting to happen a lot more commonly, and people seeing it as bullshit. I actually know somebody else who took the vaccine. She got sick and she had no symptoms. She took the vaccine and she was sick for a week, messed up, couldn't even get out the bed, bro. Yeah, so like, hey, the lockdowns are probably coming again, but I think this is gonna be the one right here.
That's why I'm glad I live in Florida. Throughout this whole pandemic, we've been doing what the hell we want.
Facts.
That's dope. Maryland. I kind of feel like Maryland was, they got duped the first time. I don't think it's gonna happen again, yo.
Nah,
I really don't.
Where you at in Florida, Taquan?
I'm right here on Kissimmee.
Oh, okay, you about an hour 30 minutes away from me. I'm down here in Hillsboro.
I'm back like Ponciana. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Ponciana? Yeah. That's where I'm at. Ponciana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
You on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm at Instagram.
Do that. Yeah, you can probably find too much channel, really.
Where is Terrell?
Hold on, you following him?
Yeah. I can link y'all up. It's no problem. Yeah, so like, yeah, man. So look, let me ask y'all a question, man. How do y'all feel like status is gonna affect these jabs, man?
Hey, remember what the Nazis did? You know, when they was tattooing people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that, probably. If I had to guess it.
That's gonna be nothing.
Nah.
It's really about the conqueror. The best conqueror wins.
That's true. All right, we got somebody else. All right, I see Chasara. I see you trying to get in. You got to put that video up for us to put you in. I ain't put nobody on it. It ain't got no picture. I mean, I'll let you in, but you got to show your face. So, yeah, man, the whole entire jab situation, and I'm watching people try to scramble to figure out remedies for stuff like this. You know, jobs are starting to require.
Oh yeah. So like, my dad doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but like he knows enough not to take that shit. So like, they're trying to make him take it, and like he says he doesn't want to take it. So yeah, like I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's going to be decision time for people. People are either going to have to open their own business, and we're going to have to do commerce with each other, or it's going to be a situation where they're going to try to strong arm you to do that shit. We might have to drop back and go back to silver.
I can't wait.
Silver or gold or something, Hey, look, I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna go ahead and let my man Chassarai in. I'm sorry I messed your name up. Chassarai. What up? How you feeling?
Right. That's crazy. What the fuck?
Okay, how you doing? But yeah, so back to it. Yeah, it's the situation right now is very interesting, but nationality, status, and all that stuff is very important now more than ever, I would think. So, but the whole entire thing with the state citizenship, I think that's Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Let me double check that, which talks about silver and gold coin. That's Article 1, Section 10. Subsection 1, no state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law or law impairing the obligation of contracts, will grant any title of nobility. So there you have it again.
Silver and gold is money.
Yep. So look, if we quote unquote state citizens, right? I know people don't like that term, but if we quote unquote state citizens and we actually obtain silver and we start trading silver with each other, we're going by the Constitution. They're not going by the Constitution. That shit is legal tender. That ain't lawful tender. The difference between lawful and legal, completely different paradigms there. So we got to know the difference. All right. With that said, hey, that might be something to think about. So you might want to start gathering that up, because if something happens, like let's say, God forbid, an EMP or something like that. You saw what happened in Texas when there was that EMP in Texas. The water wasn't working and all that stuff. They didn't have water for I think 3 weeks. The power outages for 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Be prepared. We need to start preparing for stuff like that. So grab yourself some flashlights, grab yourself batteries, your chargers, whatever, generators. You need to start collecting water. Find your nearest spring nearby, all natural water spring, and get yourself some fresh water from the earth. You can even check the reviews. And I talked about this last week. There's a website called findaspring.com. And you can actually go on that website and find a spring near where you live and see if it's drinkable water. You can look in the comment section of people to tell you who've been using it for years if that water is drinkable. But absolutely, this is the things we need to start thinking about, because if something occurs where we can't reach out to each other, we need to have this mindset. We might be the leader of a small group around where we live at, but if you know where your bearings are and everything, or where you need to go, that's what it is.
Yep.
Wow.
That's deep.
Absolutely. And that's just the facts.
Yeah, they keep poisoning our water out here. We got red tide everywhere.
Oh wow.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, Florida's. You might mess around and get bit by a damn alligator if you're trying to collect some spring water out of Florida.
Yeah.
That's true.
You might.
Oh, water moccasin.
you might get gator rolled. Like, yo, fuck this, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild stuff out there. That y'all got it hard out there, man. But hey, at least y'all banding together on that mask mandate. When I went down in Florida, one thing I will say is they ain't play that mask crap. You wear one if you want, but you ain't mandating that because they ain't taking it.
Right.
Which is dope, you know.
I'm surprised people ain't robbed people with this whole mask thing.
Oh my gosh, yo! Let me tell you what happened. I was actually at my my job like back in I want to say January, and you know how you can sense when somebody's up to something. This dude came from over the behind this fence because like while I work, it's like a giant fence on the other right across from where I'm at in front of the building. So I'm pulling cars in or whatever like that. This dude comes over behind the fence and he's got a ski mask on. He don't have like a regular, you know, what is it, N95 mask or one of those scarves or bandana. This motherfucker had a ski mask on. But I see Second Amendment is very prevalent with me. So I was good to go. So like when I'm at work, I'm always walking around good to go. And you can see I'm good to go from where you're standing at. Right. Everybody knows when people are trying to do something bad to somebody else, they look for the easiest target. So yeah, that didn't really crisis averted, put it that way. But yeah, man, the whole mask mandate shit, if people ain't watching where they going or watching their step or watching their back or something, it's very dangerous. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what it is with that. So let me tell y'all, man, I went to a place to get something to eat today. It was a Mexican restaurant. I grabbed myself some a little drink or whatever and just get a chance to unwind and relax and do some thinking and talk about today's show. And you know what I saw, man, when I went in there? You guys are probably seeing this more and more. Society's definitely changing, and we discuss this all the time. Contactless menus.
Yeah. Yep.
We go in, and this blew me away. I went in, I sat down, and keep in mind, I haven't been in this restaurant since before the whole entire lockdown started happening. So I go to this restaurant to unwind because the food's really good, the environment's nice. They got the salsa music, they got the chicas and walking around. It's all nice and everything. I relax, I get my little drink, and I'm looking for the menu. I'm like, oh, where's the menu? And she's like, oh, it's contactless. And they had this little poster on the wall, and it had what are those, barcodes or some kind of
QR code?
Yeah, that you can scan with your phone.
Yep, QR codes, and you put those in your phone, and it actually pulls a menu up on a website. And me being who I am, I started to think, now these motherfuckers know what you're about to eat at the restaurant you're at. You know what I'm talking about? Like they know what you just ordered to eat, like what you like to eat and stuff. And that just bothered me a little bit, man. We move into a place where everything is freaking public. So I told the lady, I don't know how to use this thing. You got a menu behind the counter. She had a menu behind the counter, of course, because they're still in the transitional period of getting everybody away from menus because it's quote unquote dangerous.
That's so weird.
Yes, it is weird. It's dangerous because of the virus and such. You know what I mean? But it just blew me away because everything is becoming public and there's no privacy. They even want to know what you ordered. Like, I mean, you paying with a credit card, or you taking care of it with a credit card, pretty much. They can already see you ordered from where, but damn, now they know what you ate. They know how much, what you get tomatoes, lettuce. What did you get? What did you order? How much did you get? It's a little bit too much for me, and it's slowly going to start becoming more and more like that. I just hope to see a lot more small businesses that aren't adhering to that. If we see more and more small businesses that are keeping the tradition around with people keeping their freaking privacy and stuff like that, that would be nice. Now, it might be a far cry, who knows? But, it's just my opinion, my 50 cents on the matter. What do you think about that, Kev?
About what?
Damn, I wasn't even listening. It was
dog.
Hey, that's the prison food they gave him.
I didn't even drink it.
Blocking his pineal gland is all clogged up, yo.
Jim Jones.
You need colloidal silver, bro.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
all I can say is it is what it is.
Profound opinion. Modern day philosopher out here, huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me see here. Let me share y'all this real quick. Also, something else I want to share with you guys. We get into the metaphysical a little bit on this channel, so I did wanted to discuss this. Now, I have seen some odd occurrences throughout my time being in this reality, but let's talk about this real quick. When I first hold on, let me pull the headphones out. Can y'all hear?
Learned this secret. I was mind blown, and I can tell you that I tried it, and it 100% works. Most people are too distracted or brainwashed to even consider something like this, and that gives us all the advantage. Did you know that between 3 and 5 a.m., the veil between the third and fourth dimension is the thinnest? Throughout history, these times were called the witching hours because stranger things happen in these hours because the veil between the third and the fourth dimension is the thinnest. Now, the secret life hack to this is that if you meditate, every minute you meditate between 3 and 5 a.m. is half an hour's worth of meditation during any other hours throughout the day. This greatly enhances your manifestation abilities. It is a literally ancient life hack to altering your own reality. Now, I like to take that a step further by taking a superfood that increases brain function.
All right, so now he goes into a thing he's advertising. He throw his headphones back in. All right, talk about metaphysical in here too. So I think the metaphysical is pretty much a reality. So with things like this, when we start, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
With things like this, when we start talking about that, I also discuss things like crystals and such. The reason for that being, I still believe that there's a reason that why does it have to be the people that are here right now that are thinking about these things, that are trying to make sure we understand what our rights are, that are trying to make sure that we unify people, that we stay peaceful, and that we basically continue living and counting amongst each other to make sure that we're good to go. Why is it that it's us? Why are we the ones that are chosen for this task? And when I start thinking about things like this, I just wonder if maybe it's a spiritual thing. Maybe it's something we were built with. Maybe it's what we went through in life. Maybe we just have that, whatever chosen path that we were predetermined to take. Stuff like that starts to make me wonder. So when I think about things like this, meditation, and when I think about, veils to the other dimension and things like that, stuff like that makes me actually wonder, So I actually started doing some meditating myself. I had to learn how to do it because it wasn't really easy for me because I'm always like moving around and thinking about stuff. But basically to meditate, you got to pretty much really sit down and relax, control your breathing, and you have to actually let your mind just pretty much focus on the breathing and go where it goes from there. You can't let it think about things that stress you out or worry you. And I've noticed that I'm able to manifest things a lot easier than I was before. When I say manifest, like, have you guys ever had a situation where you were sitting down and you were thinking about a TV show episode or something like that? And then lo and behold, maybe a week from then or a few days, you actually saw that episode of that TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still have a deep belief that's what's called manifesting. So some people like to say, no, you just guessed it or something like that. I don't think that's what it is. And then some people that say you're psychic. So is it that you're psychic or are you manifesting that? That's something to think about. So let's say, for instance, the term speak of the devil and he shall appear when you're talking about somebody and then they show up, or you spoke about him the other day and you haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen that guy in years. And then you see him in a week and you actually manifest that interaction. These are all things that we manifest. So when we start doing things like using crystals, and I told you guys about what book to use if you start getting into crystals, it's called the Crystal Bible. And each crystal has ancient technology of what was used before the United States of America was even in existence. I mean, these are crystals that the ancient Egyptians used to use. They would use things like amethyst, things like citrine, things like diamonds, but they didn't just use them because they were beautiful. They would also use them because they had abilities. So I think there was a scientist, and I talked about this a few times before, but I just want to tie this in because it works so perfectly. But there was a scientist who actually did research in crystals, and he figured out a way to generate, I think it was voltage, and he put it in a crystal, and he shot out like tremendous amounts of energy. He basically figured out how to convert voltage through a crystal to like unlimited energy pretty much. So when he discovered how to do this, he actually called a few scientists. And I had this article somewhere in my phone. I got to post this eventually. Probably I might put a post up within the next couple of weeks if I remember. But he actually called a few scientists and told them his discovery. They said less than like 4 hours, the government came to his house. They took all his computers, destroyed all his research. I shit you not. And these are things that, again, this is ancient technology. If you even go back to the guy that figured out how to run a car off water, You remember? Does anybody remember this guy?
No.
There was a guy who figured out how to use water in place of gasoline to operate cars, and he actually died mysteriously.
Right. Yeah.
So anytime you start talking about stuff like this, you have to really address the fact that people like to say it's conspiracy theory, but there's a reason that people suffer the same fate. We could talk about Dr. Sebi. He was curing all kinds of different diseases and things of that nature with just the diet. And people were saying, "Oh, that's holistic crap. It's not real." But at the end of the day, this man was able to cure uncurable diseases and viruses and things of that nature that modern medicine, quote unquote, couldn't do it. And he beat the federal government in court twice.
Yep, sure did.
And then when he started to get out there, I remember the year it happened, man. He started to get out there. He did the Rock Newman show. That was the last interview he did. He was about to do the documentary with Nipsey Hussle. And I think it was 2017 he passed away.
Yeah, I actually follow a lot of his teachings and stuff. I was vegan for a long time, and then I got distracted. But now I'm back on that bandwagon. So and I feel a whole lot better.
That's great. Yeah, I'm not vegan per se. I do like pescatarian. I do a little bit of meat here and there, but I'm mostly pescatarian. So, but yeah, I did notice a difference when I cut out like a whole lot of meat. I used to do chicken, beef every day, and it just was overwhelming at a point. You know what I mean? You felt sluggish the next day. You felt like you were tired. It was just a lot to digest, very hard to digest. A man said his name was Stanley Myers. That's the guy who invented the water-powered car. Stanley Myers, yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people in history that did different things. There was Nikola Tesla. We all know how he got shafted, pretty much. He figured out how the pyramids work. And he was actually able to figure out that the pyramids weren't just what you see over top. The pyramids were pretty much underneath also. There was a whole path and gateway underneath the pyramids, and they were all connected, and they were energy conductors of such.
Wow.
So they had gas chambers and all that things in them pretty much. So, yeah. Welcome back, Kevin. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's pretty much some information for the day. You guys have been put on to. Hopefully, if you knew anything about it, or if you didn't know anything about it, actually, you can do further research. And if you did, if there's something I left out or missed, drop a comment in the comment section, and we can definitely jump into that next video. But I mean, if anybody has any questions, I'll take those now. Let me run through these comments, make sure I didn't miss anything.
Have you ever charged your crystals during like the new moon phase or full moon phase?
Yes, indeed.
Has it worked for you?
Yes.
Like, okay, can you explain like how that works? Because a lot of people will be like, oh, crystals and stuff is like wicked or whatever. I don't listen to that because that's nonsense. Because crystals are clearly stated in scripture as well. But
so is marijuana, but they don't want to talk about that either.
Yeah, right. Can you explain like how you do it and like how that's like worked for you?
So what I did with my crystals, and when I like to clean them off, and different crystals have different ways of being clean. Let me see if I can grab my book real quick. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
All right, so this book right here is the one I was telling you about. This is the best one to get if you want to, and this isn't a real big book. It's pretty small, but this is a good starter book right here. And I learned this from the guy named Brother Yusuf. His channel is called New Life Tools, NULYFE Tools, TOOLS. Very intelligent brother, man. He's got a whole lot of knowledge on metaphysical, the metaphysical as well as law, nation building, things like that. Pretty much all the things we talk about here. And what I'm noticing is a lot of people are on the same page with this kind of stuff. So watching his channel, he would talk about how to charge crystals, and he would talk about how to clean them. And again, different crystals have different ways of being clean. Some of them you can use water. Some of them you can use sun. Some of them you have to use sand. It's just different ways. You use other crystals to clean certain crystals out. With the moon, what I did was I have a bracelet here, And this is like a combination of citrine, hematite, and some other things. I think it's always the black one. I always forget what it's called. Tourmaline, that's what it is. But I have that also pretty much as a ground for negative energy. And to clean them, I basically sit those inside of the sand and let them clean in the center. I'll put like a crystal in the center of it. And then when the new moon happens or like the full moon happens, I'll put it underneath right in the moonlight. And when I wear them the next day, you just feel like a boost of energy pretty much. You don't feel tired. And of course, this accompanied with diet and everything like that because everything works together. You don't feel as tired. You're able to think a lot clearly in certain scenarios, things that situations where you wouldn't be as focused. You're actually more sharper. You might have, it might be easier to speak your truth. Whatever crystal you decide to use and whatever properties it has, it actually enhances that ability for that crystal. So again, this is the book you want to pick that up and read about that, whatever crystals you're interested in.
Okay.
And they will tell you exactly what you're looking for. Books are the way to go. Everything is in a book somewhere. Any question or any problem you have is somewhere in a book, somewhere in the world. You just had to find out what book. That's all.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, one more question.
What's up?
So, I have like this herbalist, and I probably should go back and like one of her lives and see what book it is, but I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not sure, but there's this like ancient dictionary that has the definition to, or the real definition, 2 words. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what dictionary it is. It's like a super ancient dictionary.
Haven't heard of that. What civilization wrote it?
This was like BC.
Is it in
Like
cuneiform?
Huh?
Is it in cuneiform? The language.
No.
Is it Hebrew?
No, it's not Hebrew. It's not Hebrew. I'm gonna have to find it, but it's like a really old book, and it has like the real definition of words of different words, and I thought maybe you would know
No, I haven't
the
heard of that
name of it.
specific book. That's interesting. I'll be interested to know about it. If you find a name of that, definitely report back here because I'm gonna read about that one.
Okay, for sure. I'm gonna go look for it.
Yeah, I know about the Toff's tablets and things of that nature. The unbreakable emerald tablets. You ever hear about those? I'm wondering if
Yeah,
that
I've
might be.
heard of those.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that might be what you're referencing. But you probably, if you know about them, you probably aren't talking about that then. But yeah, it's a lot of good stuff from history. Whole lot. All right, let's see here. All right, that's pretty much it. All right, so if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Good discussion here, Kevin. Keep your head up, man. Go holler at the consultant right after this is over. Looks like he dropped out. Get that organized or whatever. You'll be good to go, man. We got your back.
Yeah.
All right.
No worries.
No doubt. You got this, man. All right. So with that said, it is the Foreign National Born Natural A6. And I will holler at y'all on the next go round. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace out.